Hello, it's Paige, and today we're going to be drawing a springtime cat and bird. So, this cat and bird, they're both sitting on a white picket fence, and they've got some ladybugs and some flowers, and it's a beautiful sunny day, so we're just going to draw a springtime picture. So, here we go. We're going to start off with a cat that kind of looks like Garfield if you've seen Garfield. But we're going to start off by drawing his face. His head is very flat and ovular. It's a big circle, a big oval. So we're going to start by drawing that. And as you can tell, it's tilted. It's almost diagonal. So we're going to draw it. If you want, you can tilt your paper sideways. And we start by drawing it in the upper right-hand corner. So we're going to do an oval just like this that is almost been squished down for his face. For the ears, we're just going to add 2 little triangles on top, just like that. And make sure you put them kind of on top of the head so that it looks like cat ears. If you put them on the sides, then it's not going to look like a cat. It might look like a dog. Then we're going to add 2 big eyeballs in the middle. 2 big circles, just like that. And for the pupils, we're going to have them facing down like this. And you can color them in. Because he's going to be looking down at the bird. He's a curious cat. For his nose, we're going to do a little upside down triangle and color it black. And then from his nose, we're going to do a C out like this. And a backward C out like that. Perfect. Coming from his nose, we're going to do a line that curves left and a line that curves right, kind of like a smiley face. And so we're going to make our whiskers now. We'll do 3 lines coming out of our C and backwards C that we drew. Perfect. If you want to add some eyebrows, go for it. Okay. Now, we have a striped cat, so we're going to add some stripes. You can add triangles coming out of the side of his head. Triangles just like this. And I'm doing 3, but you can do more or less if you want. And I'm going to color them in, but you can make them purple or blue or whatever color you want. I'm just going to make them black because it looks a little bit more realistic to have black stripes on a cat rather than like rainbow. But if you want to make them rainbow, go for it. So now we turn our paper back so that it's straight. And you see how the head is tilted now. All right. So what we're going to do is go from kind of the lowest point on the head and make a line going straight down. You're going to stop it around halfway in the paper, maybe a little bit lower halfway. We're going to do a C coming out of that line. And we're going to draw a line going horizontal to that. So we do a C and another line coming out of it. Now we're going to do another C connected to that line. Perfect. And do another line coming out of it. Now coming from the top of this, we're going to do his knee. So it's going to come up and curve down. Just like that. So it looks like a knee. Now go to kind of like the center of your oval here, and we're going to draw the back. So we're going to do 1 big long curved line. And you see how I haven't lifted my pen yet. I'm still going. So I'm curving it. I'm curving it. I'm curving it. I'm curving it. And it's going to be a curl at the bottom. Just like that. So we start at the head. We go all the way down. We curl up. And then we make a swirl on the inside. And then we're going to make this two-dimensional. So we're going to follow our curve just like this on the inside all the way up and connect it to our line right here. Perfect. Now we add a line to represent kind of the end of the cat's tail. Some cats have that where they have like a different color at the very end of their tail. And we're going to add our stripes. So we're going to do triangles coming out of our cat, the edges of the cat, and triangles coming out of the knee right here. They're like little V's coming out. If you've ever seen a tiger, it's almost like this. We're drawing a tiger cat. It's a fun cat. Our cat likes to think he's a tiger, but he's not actually a tiger. And we can do a bunch of little ones all through the tail, all stripey, just like that. As many or as little as you want. And then we can add some lines in here for the toes, for his feet. Perfect. So there's our cat. What we're going to do next is we're going to start drawing the fence. We're going to take his toe, wherever his toes are, his feet, and we're going to draw a horizontal line straight across the paper. Right across it. Just like that. And we're going to do one right underneath it that's going to be parallel to it. It's going to be the exact same level. It's going to be super straight, going straight across the paper right below it. Now, if your tail happens to go up, like here, you don't want to go through your tail. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some little tops of the fences. So what you do is you add two lines coming straight up. And then you're going to connect those lines with diagonal lines going like this. It's almost like you're drawing a little house. And we're going to do 3 of those. 2 lines straight up, 2 lines diagonal to connect it. 2 lines straight up, 2 lines diagonal to connect it. You can kind of think of it like 2 lines and then an upside down V. 2 lines and an upside down V. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to draw the bottom of our fence, that second part of it going across. And we're just going to go down a little bit into our empty space down here. Draw a line across. Don't go through the tail, but imagine as if the line were continuing and you go over the tail, just like that, because the tail is on top of the fence. The fence is not on top of the tail. That'd be crazy. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a line right underneath it, just like that. So we have 2 lines going here, 2 lines going here. Now I need to continue our picket fence, our vertical planks of the fence. So imagine this line was continuing, but we don't want to go through it. We don't want to go through this plank here because it's laying on top. So we're going to imagine that line's there and we're going to continue it just like that. And we're going to do the same thing. Imagine it's continuing. And then we're going to go down and do the same thing. Imagine, but then we draw. Then we imagine and we draw. We don't want to go through it. So keep continuing to do that. Just like that. So these lines are super straight. You can kind of tell if you were to draw a line straight like that, you wouldn't even be able to see that it stopped. We're going to make them super straight, just like this. And we want to add in some vertical ones going this way too, but we can't see the tops of the picket fence because the cat is sitting on it. So we're going to add in some lines here behind the cat's tail, just like this. Just like that. Around the cat. Perfect. So there's our picket fence. And so our next thing to do is draw the birdie. first we're gonna draw its legs. We're gonna do on this middle picket here.
The house.
Middle house, yes. We're gonna do a line coming straight down, and it's gonna be 3 little legs coming out of it, 3 toes. And then we're gonna do another line coming straight down, but don't go all the way down to the fence. It's gonna come out, just like that. So it's diagonal. And we're gonna do 3 lines coming out of it for the toes, for its feet. It doesn't really have toes, it has more like feet, it has claws almost. Perfect. Then we're gonna do a U. That's the bottom of the bird. That's the bottom of the bird. Perfect. Now from that U, we're gonna do a diagonal line down. A diagonal line down. And we're gonna, at the end of that line, we're gonna add a fluff, kind of like some zigzag lines. And that's gonna be the end of its tail. We're gonna do another line coming up, just like this, and we're gonna make it longer than this line before. And so then we do a rainbow for the top head. It's almost like not a full circle, but almost a full circle. And then we just connect those lines with a little belly right there. Perfect. Now we add another little, yeah, it's a wing, but it's a U almost for the wing. And for the beak, we're gonna add a big triangle coming out of it, and an eye. And there's our birdie. So now we want to add like clouds and flowers and bugs and make it look all springy. So what we do is we go to all this space up here, and we're going to add in some fluff balls. So the fluff balls are going to look like this. That's a single fluff ball, and I'll put 2 right here. Those are clouds. And so next, what we're gonna do is do 3 clouds all together. We'll do 1 cloud, just like this, a big fluff ball, just like you've been doing. And we're gonna do 1 behind it. So we start from that, and we go around, but we don't finish it, because it's behind that first one. And it's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna go behind it. We don't finish it, because it's behind it. We can add a little sun in here, so just a circle with some lines around it. Just like that. And then whatever space you have left, you can add some clouds. You can do some single clouds, double clouds. If you have some room on this side, you can add some clouds. I didn't really make enough room for that, but if you have some, then go for it. Perfect. So there's our sky. What we want to do now is add our grass in the background. This one can be tricky. So you're going to go to your houses, and you're going to go to the left of the house, all the way down here in the middle between these two horizontal planks of the fence. And you're going to draw some grass. Go back up to the top of your house and go to the right and do the same thing to the next line. Go up to the house, go to the left. Oh, that's already there. Perfect. We're going to go to the right and do some grass to the next line. Do the same thing. Top of the house, the left. Perfect. To the right, to the next line. And remember, we don't want to put our grass over our cat's tail, because the cat's tail is what's in front of us. Now imagine if this was a house. Then we go to the left. Perfect. The grass is already there. We go to the right. We add in the grass. And then this would be another house, and we go to the left, and we don't even see the other right side. So there's our grass in the background. For our ladybugs, they're in 3 different positions on here. Do you see that? One of them is, we're looking at it from the top. The other one, we're looking at it from the side. And this one, it's kind of like diagonal. So how we do it is we're going to draw the head first. So we're going to do a line across and a rainbow to finish off the head and color it black. Add some little antennas in there. Then we're going to do a big oval to finish it off. Add some dots in there for your ladybugs. You can make them big dots or small dots, whatever you want, but make sure there's dots on it so that you can tell it's a ladybug.
Have a line down it too, that's in the middle.
Some of them have lines like this so that it shows their separated wings. You can even put some legs at it like this. So that's one version of a ladybug. This one, if you don't want to have the line or the other legs, then you can just do it this way or this way. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go inside this house, this big one, and we're going to do a big rainbow, just like that, all the way across. So you're going to start at the intersection there and rainbow all across to the intersection there. And we're going to do a little baby rainbow here and color it black. Put some antennas on it, coming straight out. And then add some legs coming out of them. And add some dots to them to make it look like a ladybug. Perfect. Our next ladybug is over here. And we're going to make it a diagonal body. It's a little oval. You can add a head to him. It's just a dark little circle on top. And then some antennas. And you can add his spots. I'll make these spots real big. Perfect. And last thing we have are our flowers. Now you can make your flowers however you want to. You can make them real tall. You can make them real short. Like if you want to just do a flower just like this, just right here in the crack, you can. What I did was I went up like this. I went through my fence a little bit and I did a big flower just like that, right on the wood there. And that's just 5 loops. All connected together. I'm sure you guys have drawn flowers before. And you can do the same thing here. 5 loops connected together. And then add a stem. My marker's running out, but good thing we're done. Perfect. So there we have our cat and our bird and everything else that there is to do in spring. So for coloring, what I did was I made my cat orange. But how often do you see a cat this orange? So you can make it whatever color you want. You can make it pink, you can make it brown, you can make it blue. I wouldn't make it black because our stripes are black. But if you made it black, then I would make the stripes a different color. Your bird can be whatever color you want it to be. It could be pink. I did mine pink, but it could be red or whatever color, but I wouldn't make it blue because our background is blue. I guess that would be the same thing with the cat. I wouldn't make it blue because our background is blue. So they would kind of blend in. And then our ladybugs are going to be red. And our flowers are going to be whatever color you want. So make sure that when you color in the grass, you color in the right spots. Go to where it's kind of jaggedy and color it green. And then follow it down to these ones over here and color them green. We don't want to be coloring these picket fence ones green because that would look weird. So make sure you're keeping with these are white and these are green. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you had a fun time drawing this cat. And if you have a cat, maybe you can make it look like your cat. Maybe. So I'll see you next time. Meow.